So that's my contribution to Aladdin, which
Never quite
never made it to
Aladdin.
the off the cutting room floor, right? Yeah. Steve Goldberg, did an amazing job on getting the Cave of Wonders to animate and work and do what it was supposed to do. So
I'm sure that's what I'm picturing.
yes, exactly. So after Disney, and went to work for Metrolight. So I went to work for Jim and Dobby, and we were doing an animated film. The first job I was supposed to work on, an animated film of how to make beer. Bush owns SeaWorld, so we were going to do that. And they have a beer pavilion, and it was going to be a film that played there and sort of walk you through the process. But all the characters were, animated. Like there was, Mr. Barley, and stuff like that. And so they were all made up of things that made beer. So we were working on a test for Mr. Barley where he jumps into a kettle of hot water, and I can't remember, the voice was by the father from Gremlins or something like that. And we were doing all this stuff, and right about that time, Joe the Camel kind of hit the fan, and got to be people were getting outraged about using cartoon characters to sell tobacco to kids, and so our film soon got canceled thereafter. There was this film where they needed a baseball that went, thrown by a kid that went a certain speed and all that stuff. So I worked on that, and was mainly doing like shaders for like stitching and all kinds of stuff on the ball, and animating the ball at a certain speed, so it looked correct, and getting the motion blur to be just right, and all that jazz. If it's really coming at camera, you might see 4 frames of a motion blurred basketball with a little bit of detail in the foreground. That's about it. So then one day, I get this phone call, and I'm at work at Metrolight, and Metrolight was one of those places that had the, Jim, you have a phone call, line 2, this kind of a thing, and they announced that I had a phone call from Steven Spielberg.